Hello, everyone. Welcome to this live session. So, guys, you must have seen this headline that the former president of Nigeria has warned Tinubu and the judiciary, including the legislative, on how they've been managing the country. It is no news that things are not working the way it is supposed to be working in Nigeria. We have people who are in power, but they don't want to leave power. They want to do everything to come back in 2027, despite their failure. You can see the failure is even staring to their faces. Everybody is seeing it. And still, they don't want to leave office in 2027. Now you can see the strategy of APC. They want to collapse every other state to be an APC state, all the PDP states, they are there to take over all the states so that 2027 will be riggable, because they are not depending on the people's vote. If they are depending on people's vote, they will pay more attention in giving Nigerians dividends of democracy, knowing that you are coming back again for re-election. But because these people don't care about the actual vote, they believe that INEC will just come up with a figure and declare them winners. And that is what they are trying to do, capturing states by all costs, so that 2027 will be easy to be rigged. Now, the former president has come out to blast this government, call it the executive, the legislative, the judiciary, all of them. He has called them out that they should stop pretending as if they don't know what they are doing. He even told the CJ, and he confronted the judiciary that with what they are doing, nobody is coming to Nigeria to invest, because people look at the judiciary when coming to a country to put in their money. So I'm going to play this video just for you to see what the former president has said. And people are giving him kudos on Twitter and other social media platforms. People are really praising him for having the audacity, to dare people like Tinubu, to dare people like Akpabio, to dare people like, Kekere Ekun, the one that heads the judiciary. I mean, President Jonathan said it the way it is without mincing word. He's not afraid of faces. He told them to their faces that you guys know what you are doing, but you are pretending as if you don't know what you are doing. You are destroying the country, and that is why Nigerian passport worth nothing. Anyway, let's start with this video. Just take a look at some of the comments and some of the statements that he made during this gathering. Take a look.
What is happening in the country? Everybody talks about River State on television, and some of these are the issues we discuss. We're talking about building a society where no one is oppressed, as reflected in the top paragraph of our national anthem. As a former president and also from the Niger Delta, when the issue of suspending the governor came up, I think people call on me, oh, President Jonathan, oh, President Obasanjo, you should say something. People expected us to say something about what is happening. And of course, people don't even know that traditionally all over the world, former presidents hardly make statements about what the current presidents are doing because of the tension it could create in the country. In most cases, look at America, look at everywhere. So hardly for former presidents to make, sometimes you see and you believe. And of course, what is happening in Nigeria today regarding the situation in River State, it's like an Indian proverb that said that if somebody is sleeping, really sleeping, you can easily wake up that person. But if the person is pretending to sleep, you find it difficult to wake up that person. The key actors in Nigeria, from executive to the legislature, luckily Senator Binta and others are here, and the judiciary, they know the correct thing to do. But they are refusing to do it. They are pretending to sleep. And waking such a person is extremely difficult because the person...
You heard it. They know the right thing to do, but the political will to do it, they don't have. Now, waking such a person will be very difficult because the person is just pretending. That is the situation in Nigeria now.
The person know the right thing. A clear abuse of offices, clear abuse of power, clear abuse of privileges, cutting across from the three arms of government. from the executive to the parliament to the judiciary. And I always plead with our people that whatever we do affects everybody.
Yes.
And sometimes we do things and we think that it doesn't affect us. I've been a president before, and even after leaving office as a former president, people get to me. Why is that our passport is not valued that much? Why is that Nigerians are not given the kind of treatment we're supposed to receive at international airports?
No respect.
Sometimes we think it's because of Yahoo boys or 419ers. No, not only them. Yes, they are part of the problem. But whatever happens in a country, decisions that are taken by the executive arm of government, decisions that are taken by the parliament, judicial decisions affect everybody. For example, no businessman can bring his money to invest in a country where the judiciary is compromised.
That is it. Where the judiciary is compromised, and that is the situation in Nigeria. You've seen the recent ruling coming from the Supreme Court that has been throwing people into shock. You know, we have a judiciary where when the court gives a ruling here, you see another counter ruling coming from here, another counter ruling. People are just doing all these things because there are people giving them money, people who can persuade them to do. You see, even the audacity of the former governor of Rivers State, Wiki. He comes out, he tells people that nothing will happen if the sitting governor is impeached. That's tell you the kind of power he wields, so much power. The judiciary has been compromised.
Where a government functionary can dictate to judges what judgment they will give. No man brings his money to invest in that account because we are taking a big risk. So whatever we do affects everybody.
Yes.
And if we must build a nation for our children and our grandchildren, no matter how painful it is, we must strive to do what is right. It may cost us, but we must endeavor and pay the price to insist on doing what is right. Whether you are holding an executive office as a president, a minister, or a governor, or a special advisor, or executive, whether you are holding an office in the parliament, senate, or rep, whether you're a judicial officer at the high courts or appellate courts, we must strive to do what is right. If we want to build a nation that our children will be proud of. As we engage in these discussions, let us remember that promoting social change is not a one-time event, but a continuous process. It requires a sustained commitment, collective action, and unwavering dedication to the values that promote good governance. Let us also recognize that social change is a shared responsibility, one that requires the active participation and engagement of all stakeholders, including civil society, the private sector, and governments. In conclusion, I want to again express my gratitude to the Haskell Satumari Foundation for convening this colloquium and appreciate all of you, especially a sister who came all the way from Kenya, as she has been introduced. If you are ticking the boxes for people that are supposed to be here, she fill all the gaps. Thank you for coming. And thank you from what you told me yesterday, said that Nigeria is the first West African country you have visited. So you are welcome. And I hope you will enjoy Abuja and will listen to you and will listen to all others.
So before we get to what Kenneth Okonkwo has equally come out to say, so guys, we must applaud the former president of Nigeria. We must say very big kudos to him for him to come out, giving this strong warning to the executive, to the legislative, and also to the judiciary, telling them that you don't expect people to come and invest in a country where the judiciary has been compromised. The judiciary in Nigeria has been so much compromised. I don't know if you saw what happened on the floor of the Senate when they wanted to vote for, in support of this state of emergency in Rivers State. They were supposed to do that as in normal voting, the way you vote when you want to vote during election. But guess what? They just say, if you are in support of this, say hi, and all of them say hi. Those not in support say nay, and everyone was silent. They decided to use verbal voting, which is something that is not supposed to be. That's to tell you how they've neglected Nigerians. There's no consequence of their action. They believe that nobody cares. They know they can do anything and get away with it. That is why the news out there is saying that they were allegedly giving dollars to vote that way, to support this state of emergency in Rivers State and the removal of the governor. All this is fight for 2027. The APC want to take over all the states. They want Nigeria to become a one-party system so that Tinubu will be in charge. And then Nigeria will now become like Lagos. When he's leaving, he will put his men. When you hear Wike saying Fubara destroyed his structure, what do you think he's talking about? Men he has strategically placed in different positions, so that anytime he comes in, he can use River State anyhow he wants. If he wants to deliver it to the APC, it will be easy. If he wants to deliver it to any other party, if he wants to use it for any other gain, it will be easy. Those things, were things Fubara disrupted, and then he became angry. You keep hearing him say Fubara destroyed his political structure, and for that reason, Fubara will not go free. And lately you heard him saying, if Fubara is impeached, heaven will not fall. Nothing will happen. That's to tell you the audacity of these people. Now, with all these things that happen, have you heard Tinubu caution Wike that yes, Fubara is wrong? You too, you were wrong. No one day you hear the sitting president talk to Wike. From the onset, Wike has been bashing out on Fubara. Even some people were like saying Fubara is too weak. Even recently, Asari Dokubo came out and said, why did Fubara accepted, the Supreme Court ruling? Fubara is too fast to have accepted it. Fubara wouldn't have. People still see Fubara as a weak man because Fubara was still seeking for peace to reign in Rivers. But guess what? Wike did not allow that peace to reign. Now the Supreme Court has given them the kind of judgment they want. That is why you are seeing this crisis in Rivers State. And the former president has come out to say, nobody is coming to invest in a country where the judiciary has been compromised. Let them hear it. But these people, when you are talking, you think they are hearing. They don't. Their hearts are like stone. They are just there for their own personal interest. If you put some dollars in front of judges now, they will fall for it. Put it in front of those in the Senate, they will fall for it. They will approve all kinds of things. And that's why people call them rubber stamp. Anyway, let's take a look at what Kenneth Okonkwo has got to say about what is happening in Rivers State.
People have been making a mistake as to what the president did in Rivers State. With profound respect to everybody that has been talking, the president did not declare state of emergency in Rivers State. The president declared a martial law in Rivers State. And I want you to understand the difference. The state of emergency is recognized by our constitution and has given the president the power to declare state of emergency under certain conditions. The Nigerian Bar Association, led by its president, has made it clear that none of those conditions has been fulfilled to warrant the declaration of state of emergency, meaning that the purported declaration is not a state of emergency. The Supreme Court is very clear. In the case of Attorney General of Bendel State and Adeyo, he said any act of governance not covered under an enabling law is a nullity. So there is nothing like state of emergency in what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu did. Why? Because state of emergency does not, even if the situation has arisen, does not include the removal of elected representatives of the people. The Constitution is very clear. In Section 1, subsection 2, that Nigeria shall not be governed or any part thereof by any persons except in accordance with the Constitution. Where is it in the Constitution where it was stated that Nigeria or any state should be governed by a sole administrator? None. So what the president did is akin to what the president of South Korea did when he declared martial law and wanted to remove the elected representatives of the people. The legislature moved in immediately, including the members of the party of the president, and removed the president himself for declaring martial law and intending to remove elected representatives of the people. That is a coup against the federation. The president of South Korea is awaiting trial for doing that, even in his own party. So what the legislature is expected to be thinking about doing is removing Tinubu for declaring a martial law on a state, a federating unit, and trying to rule that state through the military, through sole administrator, not contemplated by our constitution. So what Tinubu has done, can't you see? And let me explain them more. He usurped even the power to make law for that state. He said the sole administrator can make regulation. Regulation is part of law, because regulation is a subsidiary legislation that derives its validity from a statute. So he usurped it through a decree, not our law, that the sole administrator can make law, and that he, Tinubu, and his cabinet will be the one to authorize the law, usurping the power of the legislature. That is treason. That is trying to govern Nigeria, or a part of it, in a manner not contemplated by the Constitution. Now, Tinubu suspended numerous sections of the Constitution in order to make his declaration. No state of emergency authorizes the government to suspend any provision of the Constitution. But in declaring the martial law, which Tinubu did for Rivers State, he suspended Section 1 of the Constitution, Section 179, 180, 188, 189, and Section 120 and 121, including Section 117 and 110, in other words 110 of the Constitution. He suspended these several sections of the Constitution in order to make that declaration. That cannot be declaration of a state of emergency. What are these constitutions, provisions of the Constitution talking? You cannot govern Nigeria outside elected member of the representatives of the people. That is what these sections are saying. And these sections enumerated the methods that you can use to remove a member of the House of Assembly or the governor. 1, by death, by resignation, by removal through impeachment, by permanent incapacity and expiration of term, and for the House of Assembly member by recall. That is the summary of all these sections that I have enumerated. So the president suspended these sections and wanted to rule Rivers State by decree, because he has already usurped the power of the legislature. And that is why I'm saying that what he declared was martial law, was a coup against the people of Rivers State. Rivers State are the ones that elected the governor and the members of the House of Assembly. And even by Interpretation Act, he said he that appoints is the only person that have the power to remove. So the president did not appoint the governor.
Yes,
he did not appoint the members of the House of Assembly. They were elected. So the president has no right to remove them. And any government in place in a democracy was instituted by laws. And that is why the Supreme Court say any act of governance that is not covered under an enabling law is a nullity. Even the National Assembly that has the right, and I'm talking now about the state of emergency, for you to know the difference from the state of emergency and what Tinubu did. In the state of emergency, Section 305 was clear. You declare state of emergency when there is war, or when there is imminent threat of invasion of Nigeria. That has not happened. Or when there is actual breakdown of public order and public safety as to warrant extraordinary measure to correct the situation, or where there is a danger that such a thing will happen, or where there is a natural calamity of such that needs extraordinary measure to correct, or where there is a threat to the collapse of the Federation of Nigeria. This is section 305, subsection 3. Now, none of these things has happened, and the president came on TV to say there is a security report for you. Security reports, Mr. President, is for you. It is not for Nigerians. So anything that Nigerians do not know should not know Nigerians. You that know your security report, the security report has not given you the right to remove elected representatives. So what the state of emergency actually is doing is that the president should empower the democratic forces to be able to overcome the danger, even if it means using extraordinary measures. What is the extraordinary measures? The state of emergency that is talking about that extraordinary measure is that you have the right to restrict the fundamental human rights of Nigerians. When you are taking away the extraordinary measure, it does not mean removing elected representatives. And this was stated in section 45 of the Constitution, when they say that the provisions of the human rights cannot invalidate any law made by the National Assembly if that law is intended for the defense, public safety, public morality, public order, or public health of the country. And even that section made it clear that the National Assembly has the power to make such law for the defense, even if it affects the fundamental human rights. And in section 11, subsection 4, the Constitution made it clear that the making of the law by the National Assembly does not include the removal of the governor or the deputy. That is, even if the legislature is not functioning in that state. What does that tell you? That no law gives any right to any elected president to remove the elected representatives of the people. Now, let me tell you this catch, because the president is referring to one pipeline.
So, guys, I think Kenneth Okonkwo has made it very simple for everybody, even a layman, to understand that an elected governor cannot be removed by another elected, be it president or whosoever. It is the people who elected the governor. It is the people that can remove him, not an elected person coming to remove another elected person. Now, the APC has been struggling to defend their action. You know, if you've watched, you must have seen some of the spokesperson for the Tinubu's government, like Mr. Moka was on Arise Television, struggling. He was really struggling. What are they saying? Oh, vandalizers were trying to tamper with the pipelines, and the governor did not do anything. And because the governor did not do anything, then the president has to come in as the chief and commander of whatever. You know, even the attorney general, that's to tell you, this country is finished. The attorney general heard that the constitution was trampled upon, and he ignored it. He's not even making any reference to any section of the constitution. He's rather telling Nigerians that Tinubu has the power to fire anybody and to hire anybody, whether it is backed by the constitution or not, that he has that power. And that is how you get to know that we are finished in this country. Because even the people you expected to come out and tell you where the law stands in this matter, I mean the position of the law in this case now, they've all gone silent. They are rather there confusing Nigerians. For this, the Attorney General to come out and back this action of Tinubu, which the Senate has equally gone ahead to support, and the House of Rep has supported it too, it means that Nigeria is finished. See, these people can stand up tomorrow, do anything that is outside the constitution. They will get the backing of the National Assembly. They will get the backing of their attorney general. Nobody is going to change that. And it has started. Somebody tweeted and said it's one state after the other. Now it is Rivers. If your state is a PDP state or your state is another party state, just know that they are coming, because Tinubu wants to come back in 2027 at all costs. And they know that there is no way he can be contending with all these opposition parties and it will be easy for him because he knows he has not proven to Nigerians that he's there to work. No dividend of democracy. Look at the hardship. Have you watched the ranting videos of Nigerians? Have you heard what Nigerians are saying? How people can stay without food? People cannot go out. People that even fuel their car, they said they will use 60,000 to buy, to fill in their tanks. But that fuel, before you move from here to there, the thing will just fizzle out. Nobody is talking about any achievement of this government. Now, their plans might be that, oh, let's quickly take over these states. When we get there, we know what to tell INEC to do. Because when they are not in charge, it's difficult for you to rig, when you are not in charge. Why Wike was able to do what he did in Rivers was because then he was still in charge. So you can tell the commissioner of police what to do. You can tell the INEC resident leader there in the state what to do. And you will command everybody to do your bidding when you are in charge. And that is what they are trying to do. They want Rivers at all costs. They want Rivers at all costs. In short, there's this video that I have here that I wanted to share with you people, how the Tinubu's government has taken palliative to the southeast. Palliative. This is the southeast that has been, will I say, ignored for years. The Buhari's 8 years ignored the southeast. There is no presence of the federal government. Guess what Tinubu took to the southeast? Palliative. He has been building coastal highway through Lagos to Calabar and releasing all kinds of funds. But what he took to the southeast is what? Palliative, because he feels the people there are hungry. He took palliative. They said they are going to share it equal between the Christian community and the Muslim community. Now, tell me, how many Muslims do we have in the southeast where they are talking about sharing the palliative into two, giving one of them to Muslim community? So when I watched this video, I was just anyway. Let me just play this video so that you hear what Hope Uzodinma, because he's the agent that Buhari used. Now he's still the agent that Tinubu is using because he is an APC man. Take a look at what they took to the southeast at such a time when people are, having hard times. Look at the insecurity in the southeast. Currently, Enugu State, their women are protesting because of Fulani herdsmen attack. Did you hear the federal government say anything? Even the media houses, all of them are quiet. These women appear to be very helpless. I mean, you need to see them. People that don't even have food to eat. That famine is the only hope they have. Now the Fulani herdsmen have taken over. The governor is not saying anything. The government at the center is not saying anything. The security heads are not saying anything. They only mount checkpoints on the road inside the city collecting money. But go and protect people is difficult. I tell you, what is happening in Nigeria is these people know they can't win election when they come back. They know. And that is why they think, let's just capture all the states first. How we are going to win. If you think these people depend on you casting votes the normal way and counting it to know who won. No, you have heard people saying that Wike does not believe in election. He has never conducted any election that was done the normal way. I don't know if you've not heard maybe 1, 2, 3 people saying it about Wike, that he does not like anything that is genuine when it comes to election. And that is the strategy they want to take. Just get the states. Let it be in APC name, that APC is now the one in charge. We know how to do it. That is what you are seeing them do. Anyway, let me allow you to take a look at this. This Hope Uzodinma talking.
Of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, whose gift we are distributing today. I'm here as a messenger of a man I believe so much that means well for Nigeria. This is a holy period for the Christians. It represents a period of Lenten period. Those who believe in the coming and the death of Jesus Christ knows that this is the period our Lord Jesus Christ fasted, after which the three temptations came. And by the grace of God, it is also coinciding with the holy period for the Muslims, the period of Ramadan. So this interim intervention is to cushion the effect of the gap that will be created between the period of planting and the period of harvest. So I want to thank you, the religious leaders from the 11 states of Southeast and South-South, for coming to Owerri, the capital of Imo State, to receive the gift and message from the President of Nigeria. As you pray, I've listened to the President. I've read his articles. I went through his manifesto. I have seen him work and commitment to keeping his manifesto. What he does not need now is distraction. So as you pray for God not to allow the President to be distracted. The President magnanimously brought trailer loads of rice, which is every state will get 1,200 bags for breaking of fast. Many cartons of Indomie.
Every state.
One trailer load for the Christian community, one trailer load for the Muslim community. It is very symbolic, because it will be easy for God to answer our prayers if we live together and work together. And be transparent in delivering these foodstuffs to those who need it. The poor and the downtrodden. Those who are not able to see what they will use to break fast. You who have 10, 15 bags of rice in your house, you don't need this rice. Give this rice to those who don't have any to eat. As you do that, God will give you more.
So, guys, you've seen it. That's the APC leadership. You see the kind of people we have today in power. They said each state is going to get 1,000 something bags of rice for a whole state. And then trailer load for Christian, one trailer load for Muslim community. It's like we now have equal numbers of Muslim and Christians in the Southeast per state. So when you look at people like this, how do you describe them? Do these people look like people who are going to give you a meaningful life? Their strategy is keep them poor during election, give them stipend, collect their voters card, and use it for your own gain. That's their strategy. Keep Nigerians poor. You see what he said? No meaningful thing, no empowerment program in a world where everybody is talking about AI. AI, it will be the alphabet of the future. AI is going to be the 1, 2, 3 of the future. The basics that you need to survive in the world we're about to enter. That is AI for you. Nobody among these APC leaders are talking about that for the youths. They are not talking about Nigerian youths that are leaving the university without finding jobs. People are jobless. Okay, let them look for work online. There is no light. Let them look for work online. The telecom tariff is up there. People cannot buy data. You see, instead of them to be addressing things that are really affecting Nigerians, they've bought rice now to go and share. Before you know it, they'll be giving families one derica or penta, whatever you call it, that they used to measure it. Tell me how far is this going to change the lives of the people? That is the question. How is this going to affect the lives of the people? Nigerians, we need to stand up. You need to understand the kind of people who are in leadership today. These are people that mean no good for you. They don't even think. This is the same Opuzodema who told Imo citizens then that he was going to find them job outside, or he said he has already gotten them job, that when the visa is out, he's going to pay and he's going to get them out to go get job outside the country. He's not thinking of creating jobs for the Imolites. No, he's thinking of pushing the Imolites out, just using that to deceive people during election. And you know what? We have I don't even know how to describe the kind of people we have. Anything these politicians say, they will just buy into it. Now, people believed Hope Uzodinma. They were shouting. Since he won that election, he didn't win. You know how that election went? Rigging everywhere. Since he came back, what has he said anything again about that? And people will believe him. If he comes back, he will come again to tell you that he's going to Senate, because that's where they go to do their retirement program. He will be going to Senate, possibly. That's my guess, and you will still see people who will come and fall behind him that they want to vote for him. Nigerians, it's time to wake up. The APC is the worst thing that has ever happened to this country. I mean it. The APC, this party coming into Nigeria, is the worst thing that has ever happened to this country. Under Buhari, people said, oh, Buhari has taken Nigeria 100 years backward. But do you know what this current administration has done? I don't even know how many years backward. Those that thought they were rich under Buhari, they have fallen back into poverty. People are struggling. The rich is crying. The poor is crying. Everybody is crying. People are graduating, no job. And you want to work online, there is no light. You want to work online, you can't afford data. Before you do one thing, your data is gone. And these people, just to fix these basic things, these small things that India did for their people, India as a country did it for their people. Go and see. India used to be known for poverty, but people are changing. Now the society in India has drastically changed. The gap, very big gap, has been created between India and other countries that were in the same group with them, because India is empowering their people. Go there. They are the highest producers of engineers. They have outpassed US. They have outpassed China. Every other country you might think of. India is where to be now. And that is where the US is hiring from. That is where Europe is hiring from. If you are coming to Europe to study and you say you are an Indian, it is difficult to deny you admission. They will quickly give it to you because they know you know what you are doing. Courtesy of their governments, courtesy of the people leading them. They make it in a way that, except you don't want to go to school, you will find one program or the other in the technology space that will empower you. People who read medicine in India, before you even think of going to practice, you have already learned tech. So you are not going into that medical field without any technology knowledge in you. People will graduate before they go to start working. They've already learned tech, but there's nothing like that in Nigeria. And you that will even spend money to go and learn, you will finish learning, you will come to struggle with light and data. I watched a guy today on Twitter who tore his certificate. He said his certificate is the most useless thing that has ever happened to him, that he wasted so much years, that it took him 7 years to graduate from the university. And even after leaving school, he couldn't get a job. If not for the little thing he's doing online now, that he tore his certificate, he showed it to people and tore it. That's to tell you the level of frustration Nigerians are into because of this kind of leaders that wake up and tell you it's my turn to become president. Now they become president, they cannot give Nigerians any basic things. What is it that Nigerians are asking for? Good schools, good road, give us water. Not even the big thing for those of them that ride big private jet, that buy yachts and all the rest of them. We are not asking for all those. Just give us those little things that even some of the poorest of countries are having. Give it to us. Good road. Look at how the Fulani headsmen are going all over the places. Did you see the image of the 3 soldiers that were killed by these terror guys? Did you see that image on Twitter? 3 young, you need to see how young these military guys are. Very young soldiers. They caught them, they kpai them. Did you hear it in the mainstream media? This was just few days ago. I think they say it's in Kebbi State or what, one of the northern states. They just kpai these people some days ago. You could see even their bodies after they kpai them. Nobody has come out from the Tinubu's government to talk about it. These are the people defending Nigeria. And tomorrow they will go and begin to advertise. People should come and join the military. You can't take care of your people. You can't show that you care. You know, these are young guys who were supposed to have gone to maybe study medicine or become lawyers or become engineer or even do other things for themselves. Now they join the military to defend the country. This tragedy happened to them. Nobody is talking about it. Nobody, even in the government at the center, couldn't come out to like, oh, we lost these 3 men. This is how it happened. And then at least send a hand of fellowship to the family. Now everywhere is silent. It's only on Twitter you see some of the things that you can't see elsewhere. So guys, it's really so sad that we are in this kind of situation in Nigeria. And when you look at the level of corruption and so much to be cleaned up in Nigeria, you begin to wonder how long is it going to take us to come out of this mess. Now elections are already heating up. Tinubu's bosses are already on the streets. Tinubu is already campaigning for second term without showing Nigerians any concrete achievement that this government has achieved. Can you see it? If we were in a sane society, somebody would be ashamed to come out to campaign, but they will not be ashamed. Can you imagine this early? Tinubu's bosses for campaign 2027 are already out there. Bosses to start campaigning are already out there. And you think these people, they think normal? I don't think they are normal, honestly. I don't think. So it appears we are not even dealing with human beings because their hearts are so sealed. They don't have any feeling. Go and see the lamentation of Nigerians through this 30 days rant channel. People are lamenting. Somebody was showing onion, one small thing that the corner has rotten. She said she bought it for 300 naira. One small onion like this. And then pepper, she counted how many pepper. She said that pepper is 300 naira. This is just for one person who wanted to cook. So you can imagine what those who have like 4, 5, 6, 7 children are going through in this country. And there is no plan for things to get better. I mean, no plan. So you can see it now. The former president is really talking hard, coming hard and telling the judiciary you are compromised. And don't expect investors to come into Nigeria. Even Nigerians in the diaspora, they all have money, but they don't know where to invest it. There are people who really want to come to this country to invest. Even Nigerians are afraid to come invest in their country. I watched a guy yesterday on Twitter. He was saying that he helped a company to raise money. Now the company has gone down under the Tinubu's government. And there was a report last week or so that 7.2 million businesses have shut down between 2023 and 2024. You can Google it there. 7.2 million Nigerian small businesses have all gone down. These are the ones that were captured, though. The ones that the government has data on. What about the ones that, those businesses that were just open and they weren't captured, in the database of the government? They will just fold. Nobody cares. So we have a problem in Nigeria, which we ourselves, that's why they say rant. Say what you are going through. Speak up. Don't be quiet. And let's all join hands together to tell this president that, see, for the fact that you've not delivered on your promises, you are not coming back. Tinubu in one of the videos said, if I don't give you electricity, don't vote for me if I come for the second term. And it's going to happen. That was what he said is going to happen. Even if INEC tries to do what they did, God will not allow them this time. So let's finish this video and let's call it a day.
That was breached. During the regime of President Goodluck Jonathan, the whole pipelines in Niger Delta were threatened. Most of them breached by the militants that have waged war against the Federal Republic because of the marginalization of the Niger Delta. President Goodluck Jonathan, bless his soul, that was a situation that needed a state of emergency. He did not even declare a state of emergency because he did not believe that there was anything extraordinary in what these people are doing, which the security forces cannot contain. He simply made an order that the security forces should restore order in that region and arrest the culprits and bring them to justice. This was what he did. And the security forces moved in. No governor was affected, no House of Assembly was affected, and it led to the dialogue, which resulted in the amnesty, which brought peace to the region, which we are enjoying today. When a competent president wants to make peace in any part of the country, he goes it by the way that President Goodluck Jonathan, that President Umaru Yar'Adua went about it. You negotiate, you go into dialogue, not going to support your appointee in order to destroy the state because you want to capture the state. That is why it is not a state of emergency that he's doing, because Yar'Adua, faced with the problem in the entire Niger Delta, which breached all the pipelines, which brought war against the Federal Republic, did not even declare a state of emergency. And the president is telling you apprehension, there is tension, not that is anything actual, no evidence. So that is one. Secondly, when Goodluck Jonathan was faced with invasion, insurgency by a terrorist group called Boko Haram that has taken over local governments and 3 states were under threat, Goodluck Jonathan rightly declared a state of emergency and did not remove any governor, did not remove any elected representative of the people. Why? Because he was not declaring martial law, he was declaring state of emergency. And he took out that situation. I remember when Boko Haram, before the election, in 6 weeks, he wiped them out. Why he declared the state of emergency is to let the people know your movement might be curtailed. So don't come and quote for us freedom of movement. You should not come out in so time because stray bullets can catch you. And then if stray bullet catches anybody, you can't go to court and say the person was killed. That is the essence of the state of emergency. Your fundamental human rights could be involved. Now, let's go to Obasanjo, because Obasanjo was the only leader that removed some governors during the state of declaring state of emergency, which of course the courts now have ruled illegal. But one thing Obasanjo did, he did not use it as an instrument of power grab. Obasanjo never declared or removed any elected representative in the opposition party. It was only PDP members, his own party, that he removed. And there was another governor that had the same security problem in another party. Obasanjo refused to remove him because he knew that it would be interpreted as power grab. Obasanjo wrote a letter of warning to that governor. When Tinubu was governor, there was security problems in Lagos. Obasanjo restrained himself from declaring state of emergency in Lagos. I still remember it was Dele Alake that came out on TV and told Obasanjo, the security in Nigeria is your duty, not the duty of Tinubu in Lagos. And that if security had failed in Lagos, it is your failure, not the failure of Governor Tinubu. And you cannot declare a state of emergency in Lagos because of security failures. Because security is the exclusive reserve of the federal government. Because all the instruments and apparatus of the armed forces is commanded by the federal government. The state has no power because they don't have any police. And Dele Alake made it plain to Obasanjo. When I met Dele Alake, when we were in APC, in one function, I went to him and said, Dele, remember that thing you did during Tinubu's regime. You confronted Obasanjo and told Obasanjo he cannot declare a state of emergency in Lagos. Dele said, yes. We talked about it. I said, Dele, you did the right thing. And I congratulated him. He is there today. He told me that, look, they had to do it. And they did it. And Obasanjo did not declare state of emergency in Lagos. Not because there was no tension. There was even times in Lagos when Alaipo will kill a soldier or wound a soldier without knowing. The soldiers will go and wipe them out. During Tinubu's regime, nobody declared state of emergency. And now in Rivers State, nobody has died as a result of anything. And you came out on TV and say you're declaring a state of emergency. No, it's not a state of emergency. It is a declaration of martial law. It is a coup to forcefully and with the military remove elected representatives so that you will take over the state and administer it with military people. That's a coup. Now,
so guys, it is nice to see that. Yes, that was a commentary from me. He said it's a coup on the state. A coup. I don't know if you've heard about what happened in South Korea. That their president is now standing trial. It's still this martial law that he tried to, bring upon the states. Guess what? The people did not take it lightly because they felt, oh, this is against our constitution. Guess what? They went to arrest the president. They went to, his supporters came to resist that arrest. They said, no, you can't take our president, that he was trying to protect the state. But because it was outside their constitution, they insisted. It took them days. I was following the news. It took them days. Still, they were able to catch to arrest the president. Now the man is standing trial. And these Asian countries, they are good at giving their prison sentences. They can say you are going to stay there for life, or they can hand him 30 years in prison, or they can even give him 50. They don't joke. It's only in Nigeria. See how we are petting this thing, that a leader went against the constitution and the attorney general is supporting it. The attorney general is saying he has the right to fire and to hire. Now, tell us under what condition, with which section of the constitution is the attorney general talking about? He couldn't really back his words, using the constitution. He couldn't, because they know that what all these things is all about is just grab the states ahead of 2027. We know that the APC has been yearning for the soul of Rivers for a long time. Rivers is important. That's why when Wike was able to deliver it, they saw that Wike helped them a lot, and they went ahead to reward him with the position he's having. So possibly Wike is also looking at still retaining that position as the FCT minister next year. So which job is he going to do now to please Tinubu, so that Tinubu can still leave him in that position, if not to help to give him Rivers? That is why he said Fubara must be impeached. Nothing will happen, because the president will do me nothing. The Senate with nobody will caution me. The judiciary, I have them. For Wike to come out and begin to make this kind of statement, see, something must be beating the drum that he's dancing. It's not just a mere talk. The audacity, the boldness, you stay in media and you make that kind of comment, then something must be giving him that strength. And since all these things have been playing out, we couldn't see the president tell Wike, please, enough, don't even go this direction. No, don't. At least Wike has crossed the line severally, but nobody cautioned him. It's only Fubara they keep whipping. They will tell Fubara, go and implement what Tinubu agreed between you and Wike. Fubara, go and implement the Supreme Court ruling. Fubara, now they are blaming Fubara for pipelines that were being vandalized. Instead of telling the military and other security agents, go and protect all these pipelines. Now they are pushing it on Fubara. Now, because Fubara couldn't act, so the president had to remove him. No constitutional backup. So guys, why we are saying all these things is because tomorrow you may wake up to hear that Nigeria has been sold, and be wondering, where is it in the constitution? Now we are living in a country where people can act outside the constitution. I just pray that these people, with all that is being said now, together with what former president has come out to say without any fear, he said what the executive, the legislative, the judiciary, what they are doing, they are crossing their boundaries. They are just doing things, pretending as if they don't know it's wrong. They are pretending. He has said it boldly now. It's left for these people to, readdress their steps and take the right step when dealing with Nigeria as a country, so that this country can move forward. So guys, Mr. Peter Obi attended a live session of the funeral of Doyin Okupe, that he passed on recently. So Mr. Peter Obi attended that gathering. Let me just quickly share with you guys what is happening there. I think it's also a welcome development that Mr. Peter Obi went there. This is Mr. Obi. Yes, so guys, that was Mr. Peter Obi attending the burial ceremony. I think this is the night wake keep of Doyin Okupe. We all know him. He was
Mazin
once a
Nnamdi Kanu's
supporter
case
of
is
he was once a supporter of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. Sorry, I just said what this guy said of Peter Obi, but he left to join the APC. So that is it. And you can see, I told you guys that people in Enugu have been protesting. These women, when you look at them, let me make this a bit. So if you have access to the governor of Enugu State, please tell him that the people of this community are not happy. Let me read what this person wrote. This Unwa tweeted and said, did you notice that Peter Mba supporters are not posting about the Fulani herdsmen attack in Eha, Amefu, Enugu State? Eha Amenfu women are still protesting over the buying of their people by Fulani herdsmen, terrorists, and the governor, Mba, is not doing anything about it. So, guys, you can see these women have been protesting for some days now. You must have seen the young, not a graduate, he's still an undergraduate, the only son to a woman whose husband has equally died, you know. He was caught up in one of the attacks of these guys. They pied him. He's an undergraduate too. Possibly he just came back from school, maybe on a weekend, and followed his mother to harvest cassava. There and there on the farm, they pied him. A very young, handsome boy. It still happened in this community. And these people recently came out. They said that these Fulanis don't just buy them. They sleep with their women, not just sleeping with their women. After they will use stick into the VG of the women, you know, the private part of the women. So some of the nasty things they are talking about, we are just wondering, don't these people deserve to live? Are they not people who can be held responsible? Are they not people who can go and understand what these people are going through and see how to address it? If you watch my videos yesterday on my channel, there's this video I posted where these two people were narrating how they escaped from the Fulanis, that they caught them at night and tied them, took them inside the bush, tied them there, telling them that they must bring 50 million naira for ransom for them to be released. And these guys were saying that nobody even knew where they were, you know, and so many things. It was just by God's divine intervention that they were set free. I'm telling you. So the situation in this place is not funny anymore. It's not funny. These women have been protesting now for weeks. I mean, they keep coming out for weeks, you know, protesting, and nobody is even listening to them. Okay, this one now is happening is in Ondo State. You see, these are Yorubas leaving their community for fear of herdsmen. Oh my God. This thing is funny, but as funny as it is not funny. These are Yorubas. Can you see how Nigeria is becoming something else? Tinubu cannot speak because he's looking for second term. He's looking for second term. And because he doesn't want to offend the Fulanis, he doesn't want to offend the northern leaders, he doesn't want to offend, the north, he cannot speak. I've not seen this kind of thing before, He can't speak. Can you imagine? These are people from Ondo State leaving their community for fear of attack. Recently they've been protesting in Ondo State. They've been protesting because of the attacks of these headers. The attacks have been coming and coming and coming, and nobody is there to help them out. Now it appears the level of invasion is high. These are Yorubas. These are the people of Tinubu, those that said they cannot vote for an Igbo man when a Yoruba man is also contesting. See, Tinubu cannot protect his people. Just to give marching order for this situation to be arrested. No, they are not doing it. Now, these people have taken advantage. Akere Dolu, the former governor of the state, he was the only one that was standing up to these Fulani headsmen. The man who was leading the charge for Amotekun, this security outfit of the Yorubas. He was the one at the forefront. But since his demise, that I don't even know if that Amotokun or whatever they call it, if he's still existing. Now you can see how the situation there has degenerated, Like you can see this person posted this in three hours ago, and he said thousands flee their home in Ondo State. It's not a joke the way things are being done in this country. The lives of Nigerians worth nothing. It's not just the suffering alone, that there's no food, there is nothing, no job. Your life means nothing. Nothing. When I say nothing, it means nothing to our leaders. I'm telling you. Now, I told you guys about these soldiers who were quiet. I don't know if I can. I wish I could find the image here and share with you. 3 young, hefty, strong-looking soldiers. I don't know how these Boko Haram people were able to capture them, and you see them pointing their gun on them. Before you know it, their bodies were already lying lifeless on the ground. Nobody, as I'm talking to you, no media house has covered that. No agents of the government, or even those of them like the NSA, Ribadu, and all of those, the security chiefs, nobody has come to say, oh, sadly, we lost our own, nobody has even talked about it. That's to tell you what it means to be a Nigerian in this current time. What it means to be, you must endure a lot, Okay, now this guy, I don't know if you know this Balami Isaac, who was a supporter of Peter Obi. He has come here to blast Peter Obi's supporters,
Billions.
He attended this Doyin Okukpe's burial, whatever. So during his speech or whatever, he blasts let me not say Peter Obi, he blasts obedience that the people Doyin Okukpe worked for. None of them cared about him. I'm going to play this video. I just wanted to make reference to this because, like, is it Boala Dane that said when you join the APC, your brain will stop working or something like that? This guy now has joined the APC. You see how he talks now. His languages have changed. This is this APC that is dealing with Nigerians at the moment. That is the person this guy now feels. Those are the people he feels are the best. Now, let me allow you to take a look at what he said about Peter Obi's followers, or let me say the Labour Party, or let me say Peter Obi, any of it, because he was really talking about people abandoned Doyin Okukpe. Now, take a look at this.
He paid for them himself. And today I watch in the media people say rubbish about such a man. I have never in my life, in my political journey, even though I'm pretty young, but I started quite early in life, I've never seen any politician that I've worked with that was that honest and transparent. Yet, 18 months after the campaign, he was still with the party he was working with. He was in pains, like you all heard. He was deserted by the people he worked with. At some point, I reached out on his behalf. They never called him or say How are you feeling? For 2 years. They did not pick his call. They didn't pick his call. And people sit down and say, he left them because of money. That man was honorable. He didn't go back to APC because of money. He told me one day, he said, Balami, I went back because I've seen it all. And I went back to reconcile with people that never hurt me. And I want you guys to live in peace with everybody. One day, after a major surgery in the UK, they landed in Abuja with the people he labored for. They entered their cars, they saw how he crawled to the car after a major surgery. 6 hours flight, he couldn't sleep on board. They were beside him. And they never called him 18 months later. And the same people can't even say a word to say he was a good man. He was persecuted because of them. Yes, they did not. So for me, Dr. Doi Okupe for me is somebody that I love so much. And I'm happy it is left for us. He has done his own part.
Oh my God. So, guys, you have seen it, you have heard it for yourself. That is it. When you join the APC, your brain will stop working the normal way. And that is exactly what you are seeing there.
He paid for them himself.
So, I don't know. Me personally, I don't even know what to say about this because I know that Peter Obi is somebody who doesn't keep malice. He loves his enemies. He doesn't say anything bad against people. If it's Peter Obi is actually talking about, I don't know. But I know that Peter Obi is somebody who is exceptional. Now, that's his own. Anyway, this guy complained about using 1,000 euros to renew his passport in Italy, Europe. Now, let me...
1,000
okay.
euros to renew my Nigerian passport in Italy. It's like you don't understand. 1,000 euros to renew my Nigerian passport in Italy. That is 1,000 euros is equals to 1.7 million naira, 1.6 million naira to renew my passport, my Nigerian passport in Italy. I beg, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I'll be the ambassador to Italy. Are you aware that the workers, the people that are working for Nigerians in Nigerian embassy in Italy, in Rome to be precise, in Rome, are collecting 1,000 euros to renew the Nigerian passport? I don't know where we are going, you know. I don't know if it's the actual price or just the price that they tag is, because I went there to renew my passport and they said it's 1,000 euros, 1.6 billion to renew my Nigerian passport. Where is this thing happening? Where is this thing happening? I beg. I know in Nigeria, 70,000 they use a new passport. I've been at 80,000. They are collecting 1,000 euros here. I beg. Anybody that has the Minister of Foreign Affairs, I'll be the ambassador to I know none of them, what do they call them, but you guys should look at this thing. You guys should look at this thing. Why would they be collecting 1,000?
So, guys, you can see everything about Nigeria. This corruption here, it's not only in Nigeria. Anything that has to do with Nigeria, be it inside of Nigeria or outside of Nigeria, provided it's Nigeria, is covered in corruption. You know, this corruption is, I don't even know if I should say it's in the gene. It's endemic. I don't know. Corruption. You can imagine 1,000 euros. He went to renew his passport and they were asking him for 1,000 euros. If it was when Naira was down, you know, this was almost 2 million Naira. If it was when the value of Naira was really down, this is almost 2 million Naira. That's what people were asking for, to renew something that was supposed to be given to you for almost free. Just something to show that you are a citizen of Nigeria. They're asking you for 1,000. How much is he earning? He's living in Italy. Italy, their wage is not that high. Tell me how much he earns in a month. Then you just take the entire salary to go and renew visa. You are not visa this time, passport. You won't be able to pay your house rent and attend to other needs. You use everything to go and renew your visa. And he's just raising that alarm because honestly, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with these people, you know? I don't know what's wrong with these people. Anyway, let's quickly take a look at some of the rants and we call it a day. These are some of the rants of Nigerians, you know, talking about Tinubu.
Quick one. Tinubu, you are a disaster. Shame on you. I predicted your failure and you failed. I predicted your failure and you failed. You're a useless man. Shameless man. Look at you, a leader. Let the poor breathe. Let the poor breathe. All you are doing now is taxation. Taxation, frustrating your people. People are dying every day. Come here and see a cleaner makes more than 5 million naira every month.
Yes.
And pay no bills. I use 24 hours electricity. I don't pay any. I don't pay more than 20,000 naira equivalent. Shame, shameful. You think politics is all about corruption, destroying Nigeria, destroying the future of the youth in that country. God will punish you. Thank God you are close to your grave. Look at you, old man that's supposed to mend his ways. You're supposed to mend your ways. You're supposed to mend your ways. You're a president, but you are an idiot. A blizzard. People are dying every day in Nigeria. You don't care to know. You cannot reduce cost of living. There's nothing they gain. All you do is tasking them every day. And your son, who's supposed to be advising you, become corrupt also. He cannot talk to the father. Look at you, Sheyi. You are useless. You are a disappointment to youth. You are my age. But listen, I confront my father in some issues. Dad, you can't do that. But you don't care. All you do is just to be there. I don't blame you. You mustn't be corrupt like your father.
So, guys, you must have seen the video of Sheyi Tinubu where he was saying that Tinubu is the best president ever Nigeria has had. I don't know if you saw that video. So that's what he's reacting to. Coming out to talk about, you know, Tinubu is the best president amidst people going through hell. You know, amidst people going through hell. Okay.
Nigerians, we are the leaders of tomorrow, but the leaders of today want to make sure that there is no tomorrow for us to lead. Here are my certificates here. This is my 7 years in college for a course that was supposed to be 5 years. I ended up wasting 7 years of my life. Also strike this, also strike that. And if you want a basic life for yourself, this certificate cannot even afford you that. During the time of our parents, yes, they could go to school and afford a basic life, but now it's not even possible. Are we talking about the price of gas? Are we talking about the price of electricity? Everything is skyrocketing. Everything is bad. It's getting worse. You want to even know the bigger waste of time? It's this one. This is the bigger waste of time. This one is the bigger waste of time. The only reason why it's like we are even able to survive up to now before we are even able to speak up, it's because some of us has found a way to make money from outside the country. Let us assume that we all could just, the only way for us to make money is from Nigeria. Like it's the opportunity that Nigeria provided for us. That's the only way that we could make money. You see that most of us cannot even afford the life that we are living. Most of us cannot afford basic life. We cannot afford basic life. It's because we are crying. We are wailing. It's bad. It's terrible. Federal government, do something. Find a permanent solution for this. It's bad. It's too much for us to bear. Please do something. Do something. These are fundamental rights we are begging for. Please have mercy, have compassion, do your job. Jesus.
So, guys, becoming a Nigeria, I know that for some people, if they were given opportunity to be reborn, many will not even want to be in Nigeria, not because Nigeria is not a great country, but because of the kind of leaders we have. You can see after spending 7 years instead of 5. It doesn't happen in any of the developed countries. I'm telling you. You come to a developed country, you spend 3 years for your first degree. You spend 2 extra years for your master's. So both your first degree and your master's come together. I'm talking to you based on the country where I live. Your first degree and your master's, they come together as a package. So you are graduating after 5 years, you have your master's certificate, and job is there waiting for you because as you were studying, you are going for all these programs that are like IT. From there, you've already known where you are going to work. But in Nigeria, after spending all these years, he spent 7 years for a 5 year course. What about others that spend like 8, 9 years just to graduate? And after graduation, you are confused about where to start in life. You can't find a job, you can't even find money to start a business. Nothing is working, nothing is working. So these are the women I talked about before who are protesting. You can see that this protest is really still something in the center of their mind. And it's shocking that Mba is not doing anything. I mean, the governor, since that attacking has not come to this community, at least to address them and also to, maybe tell them that he's going to see how to get the perpetrators and prosecute them, but nobody's listening to them, and that is really so pathetic. So this is Wike speaking in 2029. Resist your godfather. Wike tells Amode. That was then. And then you see this video.
Brother governor in Lagos State, Akinwumi Ambode, giving his rift with his political godfather.
I will attempt to resist it. If it is correct, I'll attempt to resist it. Godfatherism cannot work in Rivers State. It will never work.
What advice would you give to your brother governor in Lagos State, Akinwumi Ambode, giving his rift with his political godfather?
I will attempt to resist it. If it is correct, I'll attempt to resist it. Godfatherism cannot work in Rivers State. It will never work.
What advice would you give to your brother governor in Lagos State, Akinwumi Ambode, giving his rift with his political godfather?
I will attempt to resist it. If it is correct, I'll attempt to resist it. Godfatherism cannot work in Rivers State. It will never.
So godfatherism cannot work in Rivers State. Have you heard it? That is it.
All of us are now getting tired. I think this thing don't worse to the point that we are now tired. Because why? One pure water now is 15 naira. Was 15 naira. Half of 100 naira, 15 naira. These days, if you give person, if person beg you for money and you give him 1,000 naira, the person will just look you like this.
Oh my God.
Waiting this thing they turn to. I beg. This one will not be joke. Waiting this thing they turn to. Waiting this thing they turn to. Everything don't see. I swear to God, nothing will no cost for this Nigeria like this. See, if you are not making good money, you no go survive. You no go survive right now. You no go survive. You go be like person. You go just look like beggar. You go look like person when you say you no go like say you know they work at all. Why? Make all these things easy for us now. Make we not talk about rice. Rice na gold now. If you get rice for us, now gold you get. No be play. This one no be math. If you get rice for us, you go to go out, they come inside, you go to laugh. No be matter of play. Why won't we talk? So because some of us are not talking, does that mean that some people can't talk? They will talk. This is getting crazier. We are going crazy. We are getting mad. We are going mad. Like, bro, everything is expensive. Anything when you talk, how much do you see? So if you hear the price, you go for. Because they go on. These days, no amount of money wey you dey make, the money no go fit you at all. Even if the money enter your account, you go know say all this money sef, you no need to buy this, no need to buy this, the money don go. If you calculate wetin you wan buy, pew, the money don go, pew. Abeg, guys, abeg, government, abeg, make una help us out on this one. Make una help us out on this one right here. Make una help us. Peace, abeg.
Honestly, what Nigerians are going through. You see, this is the rant channel, the rant challenge. Everybody is speaking up and talking about the Tinubu's government. So, yeah, I talked about these guys that were quiet. These are the military guys.
Tinubu is a terrible president. You see this picture up here? This is a picture of 3 Nigerian soldiers that were publicly executed by ISWAP on the 15th of March 2025. Almost 6 days now, but the President Tinubu, has not addressed this issue. I have quietly been following this news since on the 15th of March until today. This man has not addressed this issue. So how is he not a terrible president? How do you sleep well at night knowing that 3 of your soldiers that were tasked to keep this country safe was publicly executed? And you are not saying anything. You have not even addressed the family. You are the worst president we have ever seen. The worst. You mean that you sleep well at night? Knowing that this kind of thing happened to your soldiers? I honestly think you should retire. Let somebody else who is capable of taking care of this country step in.
Oh my God. You guys need to see the faces of these 3 soldiers. I wish I can see that that image again, you know. You need to see the face of these 3 soldiers. Very young people. Very, very young people. But guess what? These people caught them and did whatever they did to them. That was how their lives ended. Oh my God. Joining the Nigerian military, even the Nigerian police, now is something you should really sit down and think about it and know if this is like a God's divine calling. Let me say God's divine calling before you put your leg. It's not something you just wake up because there's no employment. You hear that military is hiring, or the Nigerian army is hiring, or the police is hiring, you quickly go into it. Something you should sit down and think about and say, okay, you want to go. If you come back alive, good. If you didn't, good. So, because nobody is going to ask after you if anything happens. You see it?
Yeah, I cannot afford anything in going on. I cannot afford anything in pain. Tinubu, you have to do something about this hardship. You need to do something. I cannot afford anything again. Let's go wake up in the morning. Your face is like 3 hours to think about our life first. You come out for your house, so say me you enter along. Reach your working place. Along go they tell you 400 naira. Along 400 naira. You go want buy food, chop food of 1,000 naira. You not go belly fool you. Sometimes I go day, basically because I don't want to touch money. It's more money person even they pay person. Because I don't want to touch, I go stay from morning till evening. I will not eat anything just because I want to save money. Just because I want to save money. Based on save money finish now. Then go see what they go market. Go this market. Go home money. Go bless na paper yo. No fees and things better thing buy from market. See Gary mommy they say for like good 3 months now. That Gary now with the chop. Now with the chop. So that is the chop for good 3 months now. It's not even fair. No fair at all. No fair. On top of that person, on top of that the sense of na person called this sick joiner. As well, I go dey sick and I go there and go there. If you don't let me go hospital, if you don't let me go pharmacy. Because if you go pharmacy now, some drugs will they'll give you like this now. Oh, they call that kind 50,000 naira, 100,000 naira give you. Partner, you don't go fear afford. Even Brazil, a person don't fear afford. You see why guys not agree they wear bra again because don't they feel they afford bra. Do you know how much of bra? Even here they say you know how much of here I go cut my this I can't go cut my. So even with our back, if you know how much now.
God.
Basically, come and say, okay, una person, a terrible person. Una they threaten the girl, and so una want silence, and now God go punish you now. I'll go upon you are ball like be 1 million. Terrible Tinubu, you have to do something. You are a terrible person. Not all this on your talk. You are a very terrible person. You be Azagbo saying.
Oh my God. So, guys, it's really so heartbreaking, getting to see what Nigerians, you need to see these videos. There are many of them. I may not even be able to, talk about so many of them or show you guys so many of them. Honestly, the prices of things in Nigeria now, it knows no boundary. I mean, the poor is crying, the rich is crying. Nobody is exempted in all this.
Guess who is scared of going to the farm because
Sorry for that. So it's affecting everybody. It's affecting everybody. Nobody is free.
is a trader? So guess who is most likely affected by the economic condition of Nigeria? Me. Guess who is afraid of traveling by road because of insecurity but has no other option but to travel by road? Me. Guess who is scared of going to the farm because they are scared of who they are going to meet in the farm? Me. Guess whose parents is old but they are out there daily working out their hearts just to put food on the table? Me. Some have food but cannot eat, but guess who can eat but have no food? Me. And then you come out to regulate the way I complain about things. You try to talk me down when I speak. You're regulating what I say, but no one is regulating the prices of goods in the market.
Honestly.
How dare you? You talk about lazy youth. Tell me how hard working you were. Tell me how hard you worked to get to where you are. The youth are so hardworking that they had to literally break into a new career, which is tech, just so they can earn in dollars, just so they can be able to live in their country. We are not asking you for harms. We are not asking you for food. We are only asking you to make it possible for us to be able to live in our own country. And then, for those of you that are busy bashing other Nigerians for coming out to speak, I have no words for you. People came together, planned together to put you in an unfavorable condition, but here you are busy arguing with your fellow people instead of looking for way out. Congratulations for being the dumbest person on earth. I salute you on that one. And for those of us complaining about the celebrities are not speaking out, the influencers are not speaking out, I would advise you to just take up your camera and record your own video. Because if they are affected by it, I promise you they are going to come out and speak. Let's not be distracted by what we are not supposed to be distracted with. My fellow beloved youth and my fellow Nigerians, let's try our best. I know there are some of us that believe that even this thing that we're trying to do, we are not going to gain any result. Well, I'm like you too. But anyways, just try. Make your own video. Talk about how it affects you. We must be heard and we are going to speak.
We are barely 3 months into 2025, and the following states have been attacked by either terrorists or bandits: Borno, Ondo, Niger, Kaduna, Benue, to mention but a few. In each of these attacks, lives and properties were lost. These are not just numbers, these are Nigerians that had families, that had jobs, Nigerians that put their hope in the government. But guess what? The government failed them once more. When these terrorists are caught, they are being rehabilitated and put back into the society. Dear Nigerians, this could be you or me tomorrow. We have two options. Are you going to get up and speak or wait until it's you at the receiving end? See you tomorrow. Day 6. We are barely 3 months into 2025.
Oh my God. So, guys, there are a lot of all this on the social media, but we are not going to be going through all of them. I'm going to call it a day here. I wanted to highlight this school. This is school in Enugu State, and the teachers were really lamenting. Some of these schools are located right inside of the village, and you can see that the building is really not good. I think the attention of the governor should be called to fix schools like this, so that these children can learn under a more favorable condition, can see where they are. And lastly, I featured this video on my channel today. It is being said that there are plans to use Yaya Bello to replace Natasha. In case you've not followed that news, there were this group of people from the government that came to Natasha's senatorial district, telling people to come out for empowerment, that they want to empower them. They told them to bring their voters card. And when they came with their voters card, you write your name, you write your voters registration number, and then you put down your signature. They didn't know that they were looking for the number of signature that INEC will approve to recall Natasha. And then when they remove Natasha, guess who is going to take over? Yaya Bello. So I don't know. We don't really have time because this video is lengthy, but I can just allow you to take like 1 or 2 minutes.
Guys, I know that Nigerian government is the biggest scammer, the biggest yahoo, but to be precise, we are talking about Kogi State. Then White Lion. That whole government scene set up in Kogi is a scam. But I have never seen these crooks in action like today. Did you see what I saw? Because it is becoming a seesaw. Move closer, my people. You see? No wonder. I've been hearing rumors for some days now that the Senate President Akpabio allegedly paid former governor of Kogi State, Uncle Bodaya, that is Senator Natasha's arch enemy, the one that destroyed the roads leading to her constituency during elections. That's one, just so that she wouldn't win. Yes, I heard, and once again, you cannot quote me, allegedly, but I heard that Akpabio paid him $5 million American dollars to strategize and organize how they will recall Senator Natasha from Kogi. I said, that is not possible. He's no longer the governor. But of course, we know that he's the godfather of the current governor since he was the one that put him in office. And once again, allegedly, I heard that they would have people sign a petition citing a vote of no confidence in Senator Natasha. Once again, I said, that is not possible. With all that she has done for her people, the roads she has constructed, the schools, the solar street lights, all kinds of empowerment, different categories. We all saw what she did in 1 year. I said, forget. I said, this woman takes care of her people. I said they were going to do a Yahoo something. These people decided to go through the back door. You will not believe it. The government of Kogi announced to the people of Senator Natasha's constituency, just her constituency, they said that they were doing a massive empowerment program. So people came out, they came out, they told them to come with their NIN number and their voter's card. So when the people now got there, they had them sign their names, write their NIN number, not knowing why they were doing that. So some of them started writing, thinking that they were here to be empowered. And before you know it, the media started reporting that the process of recalling Senator Natasha from Kogi has begun. I said, can you imagine?
Large numbers of voters showed up to support the recall efforts in the Ganaja polling unit in Ajaokuta local government area.
The indigents from across the 5 local government areas of Kogi Central said they had resolved to bring the senator back home.
Hey, can you imagine? Yahoo Lele. Can you imagine? Now, some of the Kogites, my Kogi people, some of the people were like, why do you want our NIN number before you empower us? Why do you want our voter's card? What has that to do with Kilagbe? So those ones refused to sign.
This early morning, we are informed that we should come for an empowerment. When we get to the field, we are asked to bring our voter's card and the VNIN, the number here. So we now ask why. So they gave us a form to fill. You fill with your VIN and pen your signature. Then most of us will refuse.
So we are here for an empowerment. We are not supposed to be here for an empowerment. We are given an instruction to come with our voter's card. No, there's nothing like recall. We don't have anything against our senator for God's sake. So why the recall?
They took people to the collaboration center, deceiving them of doing empowerment, and when many of them, majority of them, get to know that what they want to do it's not a normal thing. So all of them, they left.
And because they were doing this at several local government areas, do you know that they now decided to bribe some of the people that were asking questions? They told them, we want to recall Natasha. Help us sign this and we'll give you so. Can you imagine? So that was how the people knew what was going on. Some of the women in line, they were like, hell no. They started protesting. They started marching through the town, calling the government thief. Hey, God.
The video spurred this peaceful protest by some members of Kogi Central Senatorial District.
So, guys, you have seen it. These are supporters of Senator Natasha. These are people who are in support of her. When the Akpabio of a thing started, they came out to support her. But, these are politicians. These are very wicked human beings, self-centered people. So this Natasha's case is still on. They now went to the back door, through the back door, to recall her, to get people's signatures, and people's NIN and people's voters card, the number on your PVC. With all those things, they will present it to INEC and now tell INEC that, see, the people of this senatorial district, they've decided to recall Natasha. And INEC will give that approval. Then a fresh election will be carried out for Yaya Bello. Is now the one they are planning to use to replace Natasha.
Singing solidarity songs, the coalition marched from Okene Township to Itakwe Junction.
What is even real in this country we call Nigeria? Can you guys imagine this level of scam from the government? And from the rumor that I've heard, Yaya Bello will now present himself as the candidate to replace Auntie Natasha. Wallahi. Somebody that should be in prison. INEC chairman Alhaji Mahmoud Yakubu Bonio my father. This is all the evidence that you need. You can hear the people saying boldly that nobody told them about recalling their senator. That's not why they were there. That what they were told was that they would be empowered. This one is 419. A very big Yahoo something.
Yeah, we have confidence in her. We have all our pride in her.
How can Senate President be a judge in his own case? By right, he should be excluded.
And Nigerians are watching at home and abroad. All that this woman asked for is that the Senate should investigate the claims. Despite that, we all know Uncle Akpabio's history of sexual harassment allegations allegedly knew. I mean, you guys must know about the woman who said that she slapped him some years ago, allegedly. Despite all of that, nobody is saying that Auntie Natasha's allegations are true or that they are not true. What we have been saying since the beginning is that you should give a fair hearing. Investigate it. But instead of investigating, you keep doing like this, you are doing like this, you are doing, you keep trying to silence this woman. What is it that you guys are hiding? What are you hiding? Now you want to remove her through the back door? The devil is there. Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We are watching this drama on our plasma TV. Guys, we have to pay attention. As this story unveils, Nigerians, you need to be aware. Because now a lot of people are reporting that Kogi people are trying to recall their senator. That is not true. These people are fabricating lies. They are tricking the people without the people even knowing what they were signing. So it is not true. If you see anywhere that Kogi people are saying they are fed up of Senator Natasha, they are recalling her, it is not true. This country, it is finished. Stephanie. All you needed to do was investigate. No, Biko, you just have to silence her. The devil is liar. But guys, despite the fact that our government is full of scammers,
despite the fact that our government is full of scammers. So guys, it's really so sad looking at the way these politicians are handling this country. This is a country that people have, sacrificed their lives for this democracy that we have. But these politicians, you see, very desperate set of human beings, very self-centered people. That's what you are seeing. So they want to recall Natasha. They are doing it through behind the doors, or how do you even say it? They don't want people to know that they want to recall Natasha. They now went and bribed one or two people to go help them, gather people for empowerment, in the name of empowerment. Collect their signatures, collect their names, collect their let them come with their voters card, so that you capture all the data on it, and then they will present it to INEC and say, INEC, the people of Kogi say they don't want Natasha again. Then INEC will have no option than to approve it. Then a new election will be held. They will now use Yaya Bello to replace Natasha. This is the same Yaya Bello that we're told. The EFCC man came out and vowed that if he does not prosecute Yaya Bello, that he will leave his position as the EFCC chairman. Now, Yaya Bello is free. From this, you now know that Yaya Bello is free from that corruption case. He now wants to become a senator. So, guys, it's only in Nigeria you see this kind of level of rascality happening, This lady has cried that nobody is talking about the investigation again. They want to do everything to get her rid, to remove her from the Senate floor. And now God has helped to expose them. Before they were able to capture enough signatures, the news has already leaked. It has already leaked, and some of the women even started protesting because Natasha has done a lot. One of the women said, no senator is like Natasha. She has given them road, renovated schools, give them water, so many things that she was doing for them before she even got this position. She has been doing a lot for her people. Now, when she got this position, she still went forward to do more. So some of them are like, what? Natasha is the best. Like one woman said, they never even knew if they had senators before or not until Natasha came. And now this same Natasha, because she's having problem with Akpabio, they want to through back door to just remove her and replace her with, what's it called? The former governor of Kogi State, just like you heard the lady narrated. So these politicians, you can't believe them, even as they are sitting at the National Assembly there. If they tell you that the interest of this country is in their hearts, just know that they are deceiving you. So for them to be going this way, and now look at the state of emergency they approved for Rivers State. It is being said, like allegedly, like the lady said, that they collected money. They collected money to come out to say, let those in support say yeah, and everybody say yeah. Let those that are not in support say no, and then there was silence. It is being speculated that they all collected money in dollars. Anyway, God is going to judge them, since their pocket is more important than the lives of Nigerians. Honestly, they don't wish this country anything good. Okay, now look at this man. They said Wike in the FCT used 2.4 million naira to buy Microsoft license. Microsoft license, like this person tweeted here, is being sold for, I think they said is for, I think 14,000 something or so. Yeah, I saw the price here. You can see the price there said $14,400. That's what they sell this Microsoft package, But the weakest government is saying they use 242 million to buy Microsoft 365 license. Armed robbers better pass these criminals in government. You see, armed robbers better pass these criminals in government.
Was approved for the Federal Capital Territory Internal Revenue Service today was in respect of the procurement of Microsoft 365 license at the tune of 242,827,450 naira. Was approved for the Federal Capital Territory Internal Revenue Service today was in respect of the procurement of Microsoft 365 license at the tune of 242,827,450 naira. Was approved for the Federal Capital Territory.
You've heard him. You heard him very well, calling the price. 242 million for Microsoft for the FCT. A country without any good hospital, a country without good schools. You check out throughout the country, most of the schools are down, be it primary schools, be it secondary schools, be it the university. Go and check all the universities in Nigeria. Their buildings are all down. It's only private schools that are thriving now. You know, this is a country that we have many poor people being thrown into poverty every day. Now, this government is using 242 million to buy Microsoft. That will not even cost you how much, you know? That will not even cost you how much. To even cost you 20 million. They are saying they use 242 million plus extra fraction that was on it. Recently, we were told that Wike renovated. I don't know. There's this center in Lagos that in Abuja that Wike renovated. I think with 39 billion naira. 39 billion renovation. And the person who tweeted that tweet was asking, if you are using 39 billion just to renovate, how much did you use? How much will you use to build? Assuming you are asked to just build a new one, how much are you going to use? How much? If you are asked to build a new one, how much are you going to use? For 39 billion to renovate, how much will you use to build a new one? We don't have hospital. 39 billion can build like 5 different standard hospitals in different states, so that Nigerians will not be going to India for diabetes, for heart disease, for kidney dialysis, for cancer, even just diagnosis alone. People will be flying outside the country. We don't have good hospitals, but they are using 39 billion naira to renovate. Now, this headline says Senate President Godswill Akpabio has debunked insinuations of $15,000 bribe allegedly passed to senators to endorse the proclamation of a state of emergency on Rivers. You know, you see it, he has described the rumor as part of a hate campaign directed against his person. So anytime you see some of these rumors flying, know that there are elements of truth in it. These rumors don't fly for nothing. I tell you, people with real intelligence are the ones that release information like this. Now they are saying they didn't. I don't know if I will see where Ume, you know, Senator Ume, the one from Anambra State, he came out to say he didn't, he is not among those senators that collected the money. So I was just saying in my mind, oh, you didn't collect. It means that some people actually collected. So guys, I don't know what is happening in this country, you know. Now, this headline says, Rivers Sole Administrator confirms release of withheld allocation. So all the money that the Tinubu's government refused to give to Fubara, they've released it to this sole administrator that is now in charge of Rivers State. So you can see the politics of the Tinubu's government. They decided to starve Fubara of money. You know, people have been saying it that Tinubu was just playing the script of Wike. Like somebody said, the voice is the voice of Tinubu, but the hand is the hand of Wike, just like the story of Esau and Jacob. The voice is the voice of Tinubu. Tinubu was the one that came out to make the announcement on the state of emergency, but who is actually, you know, doing the script that Tinubu is acting is Wike. Now, see, immediately this man took over Rivers State, they released their locations they've refused to give to Fubara. They were just trying to frustrate Fubara at all costs. Hey, I don't know why God spare people like this, honestly. All these people, honestly, they are just there doing their own bidding. We are going to end this session with this That's Yame's video.
Result is you have ended democracy, whoever you are, into law by the President, Commander-in-Chief, Federal Republic of Nigeria. I believe in this document. That is why I'm so lawful. That is why I'm so confident. And that is why, however extreme it is, I am saying it on national TV. I'm not taking any risks. Swearing in a ticket that has not met the constitutional requirements of the Constitution is ending democracy. And I'm repeating it. Whoever does not meet the constitutional requirement must never be sworn in. If you like, I can say it again. I'm Betty Baba Ahmed. I'm not taking risks with my safety and with my life. But I'm repeating, swear in anybody who does not meet the constitutional requirements of our country. You are engaging in an unconstitutional act. Mr. President, do not hold that inauguration.
Yeah, so let's end it at that point. You have heard what Dr. That's what Ahmed said. He said, swearing Tinubu, you end democracy. And that is what we saw. Swearing in Tinubu, you are going to end democracy in Nigeria. And that was what we saw. And that is what we are still seeing. You see how these people don't follow the constitution? Anything they like, they do. The judiciary is backing them. You know, after the election, the judiciary told us that FCT is no longer important for you to be declared a winner. They told us BVA is not important. They told us IREF is not important. How the judiciary came with all those conclusions, we don't know. The regulation that INEC gave Nigerians now, they said, oh, INEC is allowed to change at any time. Even if it's just in the middle of election, INEC can just come up with whatever they want to do, and it's up to them. Nigeria is gone. You see, with these kind of politicians we have today, Nigeria is gone. I mean, we don't have a country. And that is why we are joining and advising everybody. Please, don't stay back and say, oh, let them go to places. No, it's going to affect you, because whether you are in the country or you're outside the country, your home is home. You still have your relatives there. You have your family there. You have your siblings there. You have one or two persons back home. That's why everything that has to do with Nigeria should also bother you. Don't just say it doesn't concern you, maybe because you are living well or you are not in Nigeria and all that. No, let's put time together and fix this country. This country is a great country, you know, endowed with so much. But because we have the poorest of leaders, you can imagine just waking up, declaring state of emergency in a country, removing the governor just without any pre-information, just bam. They don't even know the whereabouts of Fubara. Now, I saw that the leaders in River State, they are demanding for the knowledge of the whereabouts of the governor. They don't know where the governor is. It was the Attorney General that came out to say that it's good Fubara is held wherever he's held, that is for his own safety. But guess what? The people of Rivers don't even know his whereabouts. They don't know where they kept him. And that's to tell you that we are living in a dictatorship era. So, guys, I want to say a very big thank you for joining me. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell. Please give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to more people, and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Let's meet again tomorrow. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Bye.